Welcome back, everybody, of the Doc Bob Lee for 107.5 WBLS, and of course, Bronx Nets Channel 67. Our next guest is he's an ER doc, inspirational speaker, best-selling author, and TV personality. But wait, he's a radio personality, too. He's also the founder and president of the ER Doc. He joins us today to provide important insight on the latest developments on the COVID-19 virus, vaccine availability, and much more. Please welcome to the show, my friend, Dr. Sampson Davis. Doc, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. A pleasure to be here with you, Bob.
Yeah, I remember when we first met, we were out in Jersey, and I was either hosting it or maybe I was in the audience, and I met you guys. They were honoring you, the three docs.
Yeah, that was some time ago.
Yeah. And I remember the last time I met you was last month. The last time I saw you.
Yeah, last month we were together. Yes, Lenny Green event in Brooklyn. So as always, the one thing I love is the positive work that you're doing in the community, and we always seem to sort of come together, which is great.
Yeah. Thank you so much for, you guys putting together some of the things that you've been doing. Give us a little brief synopsis of how you guys came together.
Yeah, the three of us, and our story has been, wow, it's been 20 years, which is kind of shocking just to think how fast time goes by. But we met in high school, me and my two friends, and we grew up in Newark, New Jersey. And Newark is similar to so many inner cities across the country. It's kind of a blueprint of what the inner city life is like. Some struggles, some hardships, a lot of fun, a lot of creativity, of course, but poverty and crime, all those situations. But a lot of talent exists in our communities, our blighted communities. There's a lot of talent there. And so the three of us, we just wanted to make something of our lives, and we didn't know really how we were going to go by doing that. We didn't have necessarily a blueprint, but we had an opportunity to go to college. So we looked at each other and say, well, what else? What other options do we have? We didn't have many opportunities. So we took advantage of that opportunity. We applied to a school here, a small school called Seton Hall University.
Oh, yeah.
Known for its basketball. We were accepted, we all three were accepted, and we started our journey from there. And then as biology majors, one of the toughest majors to study in. And we were able to achieve those 4 years, and then went on and applied to medical or dental school, and they accepted us into medical or dental.
And now we have Dr. Davis, Dr. Hunt, and Dr. Jenkins.
That's good. The three of us, Dr. Hunt, Dr. Jenkins, and myself. And we graduated, and our story appeared on the local paper, or Star Ledger, our state paper, here on the front page, and it just really snowballed from there. And I think it became a story of us making the three doctors and making this pack. It just became a triumphant story for so many of our families, our neighbors, so many in our community, to wrap their arms around and say, you know what, they did it. So can my son, so can my grandson, so can my daughter, so can my niece. It just became that story that really humanized the sort of positivity that we all possess within ourselves, and a possibility of making something out of the improbable.
Then you said, you know what, let's start a foundation, because we can get out into the community and help others realize their dreams.
Yeah, so right away we started the Three Doctors Foundation. As soon as we graduated, we wanted to do something positive for the community, just because so many people had helped us to get to where we were. So we wanted to do something positive for the community. And so we started the Three Doctors Foundation. I think we did some local speaking engagements and a few love offerings here and there. We took that accumulation of funds, probably was about $800, $1,000, and we started the foundation with that. And we've just celebrated our 21st year with our foundation. And we chuckle sometimes because thank you. We chuckle because we said we were probably the only philanthropist that we knew of with a foundation that had student loans. So.
Yeah. But you've been doing well with it, and you have a number of events throughout the year. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we host, with the pandemic, things have slowed down, unfortunately, but we host a few programs throughout the year. We do a positive peer pressure challenge, in which we challenge our youth to do something positive within their peer circle as a collective, so that influence, that sort of positivity rub off and influence each youth to sort of walk this line of a brighter future. So that positive peer pressure is something that we host every year. We do a walkathon because health is important for us as well. We give out scholarships as well. We have an annual banquet, an annual gala that we host each year. We bring out a celebrity or two just to be a part of the sort of celebration. So 21 years we've been doing it. And it's been great to just really have the community involved and invested, and to have so many people just really be a part of what we're doing.
And before we talk about the pandemic and all the other things that go along with that, tell us about your book briefly, because I think you have 2 of them out now, right?
Yeah, it's been the beauty about all of this, Bob, I was like, none of it is a situation where I never planned on writing books. You know what I mean? Like, it was just, I want to go to college, try to become a doctor, and take it from there. And but once
who would have thought you come out with a New York Times bestseller?
Who would have thought, man? I tell you, and it just, I try to tell so many people, especially our youth, that on the other side of what you're going for, there are so many blessings that you're unaware of. Like, you have no clue what's going to come your way. You have one destination, one goal, but out of that, so many other opportunities blossoms.
Absolutely.
And so, yeah, we wrote a book, the 3 of us, called The Pact, P-A-C-T, and that book is what they call an evergreen book. It's been out for a number of years. It's done well. It's been required reading in so many schools, so many organizations, so many youth programs throughout the country. Well over 1 million copies of that book have sold. New York Times bestseller. We did a project called We Beat the Street, which was a children's version of that book. I did a book called Living and Dying in Brick City, which kind of talked about my life in the emergency department and some of the challenges that we face in the medical world, but it's more of a dramatization narrative than a kind of like, this is what science looks like. It's more of a storytelling book than anything else. And the last book I did was called The Stuff with Charlie Jeter, which is Derek Jeter's sister. We did a book about these sort of elements that we all possess within ourselves, who overcome, persevere, and rise above our circumstances.
Yeah. So are we closer to the end of the pandemic or the start of another outbreak?
I think, I think we are almost there. I think, the way you have to look at it is that we have this vaccination, which is, ultimately a cure, if you will. It's a remedy that really prevents people from having severe illness or moderate illness or even death from this virus. So that's good with the vaccine. Then you have a large number of us who's been affected by the virus. And so that group has developed antibodies, to it. They have some known immunity now that they've had the virus, those who were fortunate not to succumb to the virus. So you take a combination of the vaccinated, you take a combination of those who's been infected before, then you have a nice amount of people with antibodies, around each other. Now, there still is a significant subset of those who are not vaccinated, and that is what is causing the issue here. And that's what's going to cause this virus to linger, because although you may be vaccinated, you may have had the virus, there still is a nice size portion of people unvaccinated, and those unvaccinated people are going to be the ones that are either going to get sick from this virus or keep the virus mutating. Because the virus goal is to survive. It wants to survive, it wants to thrive. So once it's recognized that it's going to be attacked itself and not alive and striving and thriving, then it's going to do what it needs to do in order to sort of maintain itself. And that's where the mutations come into place.
What do you tell people who are vaccine hesitant? I don't know. I'm not unbelieving that. I don't want to do it. Or maybe it's political. I don't know.
There's so many reasons to why some people are reluctant to the vaccine. And it used to be a one glove fit all, thought that, I don't trust the medical system, Tuskegee experiment, it's out for black and brown to destroy black and brown communities. And I think it's not even that any longer. I think it's so deep rooted. The issues are so deep rooted. I think that was kind of the entryway, but now people have different philosophies of not getting a vaccine as much as like, I want to do my home remedies, I'm going to exercise, I'm going to stick with what I know, and that has gotten me this far. So
and you can still do that, but you still need to take care of some of the other things. Like
so getting vaccinated is key. But I think what the medical community has to do, and what we have to do on a whole, is build that trust back within the community. So you know, it kind of reminds me of what we see even with police and police brutality. It's like when we were kids, we would see police walking the block. So they became a fixture of the neighborhood, like the firemen, like the school teacher, like the crossing guards. But now, you know, it's such a dissociation between the medical world and the community. And so I think part of building that trust is to be in the community. But also I think part of having people who are reluctant to get vaccinated is to have their circle of people speak up. So you have the pastors, if you have, you know, you have the matriarchs and the patriarchs of the family speaking up saying, let's go get vaccinated. Then it becomes the movement, the barbershops, the beauticians, things at that place where you can talk about some of your uncertainties, your fears, your anxieties in a circle that you trust. And then it becomes something like, well, you having a cup of coffee, I'll take one too. You taking a shot, I'll take the vaccine too. I think it becomes something as simple as that. But people have to feel like they're not going out of their way to get the vaccine. It just has to be sort of readily available and at arm's reach, I believe.
Yeah, they're going to wrap me. But I know Pfizer just tried to push through a vaccine for children age 5 and up. Is that safe? Is it okay? Or what do you think about it briefly?
Yeah, so far so good. All the vaccines have shown nothing but positive outcomes here. Every vaccine or every medication has some mild side effects, but it's been safe in 12 and up. My 13-year-old son's been vaccinated. So 5 and 12, we suspect it to be safe as well. Yeah.
We need more of this. We need you for about an hour, but where can we go to get more information on what you're doing? Website, social media?
Yeah, absolutely. Website, social media handle is all drsampsondavis.com, and Twitter, Instagram is drsampsondavis.
Thank you so much, Dr. Sampson Davis. We appreciate you. We thank you for all that you're doing. Thank you for your service.
Thank you, brother.
All right, we'll take a break right here. I've got more coming up next right here on Open.